Hey guys, I'm back again. Um, I've really been out of the loop as far as, social networking, I should say. With watching YouTube videos, except for Pretty Princess. Somehow I always get around a way of watching Pretty Princess's videos because they're hilarious. That's why I'd say them two are hilarious. But other than that, I haven't really been in the loop with stuff. And since Monday, I've actually been able to get back in the loop and watching some videos and going to some Facebook groups and some other groups on some other websites. And I've noticed that there's been like a common factor of people bringing up demons a lot. And I'm gonna use a big word here. I'm perplexed. I am totally confused about certain people with the knowledge that they say that they have, even buying into the concept of demonology. I should say, I'll say it like that. It confuses me a little bit. I've seen a couple people who claim to be shamans, a couple people who claim to be in the Yoruba traditions, or more so Palomayombe, Saintria, and it's another one that I cannot think of right now, or the actual name of, specific people that I'm talking about, that, who start bringing up demonology and demons and casting out demons and being careful and not getting possessed by demons. I'm not going to put anybody's name out there, I'm not trying to call them out, but I am just so confused with this old ancient belief system, the old way of doing things, and being mixed in with this relatively new concept of demons and demonology, especially when in those older traditions we speak to the dead, we speak to gods and goddesses, we communicate with them. So, and we understand that in those traditions, we understand that it's not that person that we're speaking to that's demonic. It's how we approach the person and what we want them to do that makes their actions demonic to somebody else. Now, in saying that, the word demon, first of all, only means power. I think I already did a video on that, but even if I didn't, I'm letting you know now. The word demon only means power. This is very simple. When you take it down to the root of where the word came from, only means power. Secondly, with this whole demonology stuff, the part that's throwing me off is because it seems like it's a whole lot of things that sound right and feel good, but when you research demonology, everybody knows I'm a huge researcher, and for me to have such a big Bible basis, because I do work with the Bible a lot, do a lot of Bible magic, that comes along with demonology and understanding demonology. So in that, it's perplexing to me, because the whole concept of demons was made up by King James the. I'm gonna pull it up again, so I forgot if it was the first or the second, but I want to give you correct information so y'all can look it up on your own. King James the I'm going to say the first. Apparently I closed all the pages. Anyway, I want to pull the information again to make sure that I had it right. But it's King James the First of England wrote the book on demonology. And him writing a book on demonology was basically, the book that he wrote on demonology was a rebuttal, like a comeback book to another book that somebody was writing about witches. I forgot the other dude's name, but somebody else had wrote a book prior to witches, and basically asking the question, do witches really exist? And this all happened back in the 16th century, like the late 1500s. The late 1500s. And what happened was, some guy wrote a book, I don't even remember his name, but on witchcraft, and basically questioned the existence of witches. And King James came back and wrote a book on demonology as a rebuttal to that dude's book. He made this crap all up. Now, in the very beginning of the 17th century, the early 1600s, um, that book was taken, and I'm going to see if I can find it to make sure I'm not mixing information, because I have too much in my noggin. It was taken, and it was, I'm sorry, not the book, but after the book was written, and in the early beginning of the 1600s, it became a crime. It was passed as a crime then to raise spirits, to talk to dead, to communicate with your deity at the time. Mind you, this is the 1600s, so it's still relatively new compared to the whole history of mankind. So with that, it was taken. It was a crime, and it was punishable. To raise spirits, to talk to spirits, and all that. Now, after that became a crime, that's when this book became a little more popular with demons and all that, and people believing in demonology and all this other stuff. And they started to use this book as the means to go by and search for witches, to see who was the witch and how to deal with the witch, how to see who was the witch and all this other crap. But the book was originally just made up. Like he thought this crap on the top of his head. And centuries later, we come down to the day, we're still going by this book that this one man thought of out of thin air and placing demons and say people are demonically possessed, when that's never been the case. I could see if you're a light worker, and even though you're not of the church, you still come out of that and you still go into that concept of angels and demons. I understand that. That makes sense. You're a light worker. You believe in light and dark forces, and you believe the two are separate. One's good, one's evil. I understand that. But to be a shaman or a high priestess or a high priest or a wizard, outside of Kabbalah, outside of the Gnostic text, which is still kind of mingled into, Catholicism and all that, for you to be into, those Yoruba traditions, those Congo, taking it back to the Congo, to Cuba, to Haiti, and all that other stuff. If you truly believe, in that, into the root of where all that came from, then the very concept of demonology goes against what you believe. I don't get it. I really don't. And a lot of things that people say can be easily unconfusing, I should say. Easily take the confusion out if you just research where this stuff come from. This whole concept of good versus evil is really something made up by the church. Before that, we understood that good and evil are not against each other, but they work with each other. When you look at nature, some people may see a tornado or a hurricane as evil, but once that hurricane or tornado has came in and destroyed something, you also see that in there something that was being cleared out, so something else could be created. So I don't know. It bothers me, especially when it comes to deities. If you look at every deity, some people like to believe that that certain deities are just good and certain deities are malevolent. But if you actually study the history of every deity, male or female, have both sides to them. Both sides to them. Even if you want, let's go with the demonology concept, which is the Bible. The God of the Bible, everybody says he's so good, he's so benevolent. How many people did he kill in the Bible? Just off the sake they don't want to believe him. Okay, that may seem good to you, but obviously other people that wasn't that good. So every deity has good and bad, or not good. Every deity has both sides to them, and they use both sides to their advantage to bring about something new. Now, normally when a deity does something that we may see as, or we may interpret as wrong, it's normally only because we don't like the way it feels in that moment. I'll use the Orisha Oya. Oya is very good at changes, but when she comes in and change, she will turn your world upside freaking down. And in that moment, you're like, what is going on? I don't understand this. I don't like this. There's nothing that I'm used to. All my comforts have been taken from me. But in the long run, you'll start to see why she had to take everything from you in order for you to grow, because you kept latching on to those comforts. That's just one deity as example. I can use Bast, Hecate, Isis, Ma'at. So many different deities, and those ones are actually not considered bad. But Hecate, depending on how you believe. I don't consider Hecate bad, but depending on how you believe, they have both sides to them. It's two sides to every story. One of the biggest story everybody know is Isis, Osiris, and Isis, Osiris, Horus, and Set. Well, what most people don't know is that Osiris slept with Set's wife. That's why he had an attitude with her. Most people don't study that far along to know this information. So, okay, I'm totally drifting off. But anyway, getting back to the whole demonology thing, that crap was made up. And it just confuses me. I'm not calling anybody out. It's just, when it comes to demons and demonology, like I said, if you're just a light worker and that's it, that's fine. But when it comes to people saying that they're shaman, people saying that they're into the old original traditions of the goddess and all that, how can you can't possibly believe and truly believe in demonology, because demonology, there wasn't such thing then. Everybody, there were spirits, yes. There were ancestors, yes, who may not have been so good while they was on this side of the plane, yes. But it was a common knowledge then that you petition the ancestors and you petition the gods and you petition the spirits for what you want. And if it's something that you wanted which done harm to them, first of all, you had to do an extra petition, and you had to persuade them to get them to do that. So if you have to persuade them to get to do that, them themselves are not bad. And on that spiritual side, they look at things differently than how we look at things, which is the reason why some people mistake Papa Ileba, and Aligua, and all the other names for him as a trickster. He's not a trickster. He's not. It's just that we don't. I mean, of course, he loves to laugh and have a good time. But as far as trickster, as in a way, as he'll do bad things to you. No, he doesn't. It's just when you say you want something, he's going to make sure you know you really want it. He's going to test you to make sure you really want what you want. Period. So that's not a trick. It's just that if you're saying say, for example, if you're saying most people, they want a mate. You're saying you want a mate. Well, and you're saying you want this, and a mate. You want them to have money. You want to have a nice body. You want to have a nice figure. You want to be healthy. You don't want to have any addiction to any vices. So what he's going to do is he's going to look at you and go, okay, well, do you match what you want? Do you have any vices? And he's going to make sure you acknowledge your vices, because he's going to show you what vices you have. Are you healthy? He's going to show you that you're not healthy by certain things going wrong in your body. Are you a loving person? He's going to show you your true self through other people coming to you and telling you your problems. That's not a trick. That's showing you that in order to get what you want, you need to match that what you want. It's the law of attraction. It's the basic law of attraction. Universal law. That's in every religion. In order to attract, you have to get put out to give back, which means you have to, in order to attract something, it has to be something there for it to be attracted to. Or in light worker terms, you have to be of the same vibrational line. Bible terms, what you sow. Other terms, like scientific terms, like attract like. Light worker terms, you have to match that vibration of that what you want. It's basically saying the same universal term of like attract like. And he's going to make sure that before you get what you want, that you are on that same vibrational path of that what you want, so that it can come to you. That's not a trick. That's not a trick. But we have so long forgotten how to embrace the other side. The other side of ourselves, and toward to ignore that ourselves. When the other side of ourselves is just as true of us as anything else. But anyway, again, I'm ranting and I'm mixing a lot of things because, but sitting back just reading stuff and watching videos, and I'm just confused. You'll say, Lise, I am just as confused. But hopefully this all clears up the confusion with the demon thing. Before the 1500s, there was no such thing as demon possession. I'm going to say that. Look up King James, I'm still going to say it's King James the First. I'm pretty sure it's King James the First. If it wasn't King James the First, it was King James the Second. Either way, look up that era of the late 1500s. That's when the book is not originally written in English, so I can't, demonica, something. But just look up King James the First and the history of demonology, and you'll see where it come from and what the purpose was it for. And for anybody who's even claiming to be a witch, to believe in demonology is a slap to your own witchcraft, because that book was made up purposely to take us, to separate us from our craft, So I'm gonna leave it at that because this video is getting really long. Just wanted to get that off my chest because that's been bothering me since actually Monday night, and just make me just want to disappear off the social media again. Anyway, everybody stay blessed. Peace.